is Nina Nelson. It's so nice to meet you. So welcome to the TEDxSaratoga High School event. I have to say, in all of my years, I never thought that I'd be here tonight and see so many young and rejuvenated voices. So thank you for inviting me here today, because I think that as a society, it is absolutely integral that we all share our ideas. Because if we explore and stay in our own little worlds, then what's the point of exploring if we don't share each other, right? So thank you again for inviting me and blessing me with your presence. I'm absolutely grateful. Give me 1 moment. Oh, there goes my mic. Technical difficulties. You know, of all things that you could have been doing today, you chose to be here. You know, you could have been like at home watching Netflix, or like you could have caught on like the last 3 seasons of How I Met Your Mother, but for some reason you decided to come here. And like you could have taken mom's credit card and like gone on hella shopping sprees and like gotten that Versace bag, but for some reason, again, you're here. Yeah, for some reason you decided to show up. You decided to make me drive 20 minutes from my amazing secluded mountain to give you a talk for 18 minutes. I could have been sleeping, you know that, right? Thanks, guys. I really don't appreciate it. Hey, you! I see you rolling your eyes. Don't look at me like that, punk. I see you. Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Nina Nelson. I'm 18 years old. I go to Saratoga High School. And I live other people's lives for a living. I'm an actress. So let me lay down a typical day in the life of an actress for you. In a single day, I could have had to perform all of those 4 different personas for different studios. Now, if you're lucky, you get a callback. You go to a studio and you perform for another casting director. But if you're like 99% of the rest of the acting population, for the duration of a year, you probably won't book many of these jobs. Now, that's just a reality that I've had to accept, because the chances in the entertainment industry are extremely slim. But because I'm passionate about it, I chose to stay. But one question that I regularly get when I tell people that I'm pursuing acting as a career is this: how do you so regularly handle rejection? How do you stand it? Before Vincent van Gogh became an artist, he lived in wealth. When he chose to make the switch to becoming an artist, he was cut off financially from his family, he lost the love of his life, and he lost all of his family's support in his artistic endeavors. How did he stand it? Humphrey Davy made the first and what was thought as the best design of the light bulb. Yet Thomas Edison looked at the light bulb and saw something that could be improved. His scientific peers thought it was absurd that Thomas Edison wanted to change something that already worked so well. But now, because of the work he's done, we have the light bulb that we use today. So how did he stand that ridicule? Why did he stay? I have one answer for you. It is simple, unwavering, uninhibited passion. I'm extremely passionate about music, and I'm extremely passionate about theater. And people think that even though I'm just 18 years old, that I've already found something that I want to do for the rest of my life. So I posed myself with that question: how did I find my passion? What I came up with is this. I call it little feet on big stairs. So here's the philosophy. The first step to attacking any challenge, the one at hand being finding your passion, is to scale your goal to a sizable image. So is finding your passion something that sounds so daunting and important, like finding your passion? Really sizable in 3 steps? Well, if you look at it that way, then yes, it can be. See, I've seen people take their challenges and turn what could be something extremely simple into something so complicated, and in the end, probably something not worth happening. And it's a shame when that happens, because all of these ideas with potential turn into rocks unturned. So before you approach the staircase, it is important that you come with the mindset, but that you don't come with the mindset that you'll never find your passion. You have to be motivated to find it. And it's almost ironic that at this point, you're passionate about being passionate. And that's progress, isn't it? So the first step on your staircase is to explore. You have to have the mindset of a doer. You have to have the openness to make mistakes, make mistakes, the willingness to adventure, and the motivation to try new things. So you know what? Try that soul cycle spinning class that your cousin was telling you about. Go on a 14-mile hike, no matter how much your legs hurt the next day. Open a book. Heck, write your own book. Go to a TED Talk event. You're going to meet so many new people with so many stories that'll give you insight into individual experiences that they've had. And you'll delve into worlds that you'll never thought that you would have explored before. And that'll help you write your own stories. Now, the criticism that I receive for this explore the little things step is how do you know that what you've chosen to explore is what you should settle with for your whole life? How do you know that this is what you're meant to do? My answer to this question is, you're asking the wrong things. If you look at finding a passion as something that you're going to be tied down to for life, as a life sentence, then I promise you nothing you choose is going to be good enough for you. So again, scale that goal down to a sizable image. But to answer that question, after you made it not so much of a big deal, how is it that you know that you should explore this a little further? Is this. I answer it with this quote. If the smallest rewards bring you the greatest happiness, you are most definitely on the right track. Let me give you an example from my personal life. Like I said previously, I'm extremely passionate about theater. This past year, I had the opportunity to write, direct, and produce my own play on this very stage. So that was 9 months of redrafting and rewriting 10 drafts of a script, endless weeks of rehearsal, long hours building a set here, all to sum up to 3 performances, ultimately to sum up to 6 hours of my life. So how did 9 months of super hard work sum up to 6 measly hours? I'll tell you the moment I knew. My play dabbled in serious themes of mental health. The play took place in a mental institution, and what it aimed to do was break the stereotype that mentally ill patients were not capable of helping themselves or helping others. So on the last performance that we had, one of my cast members walked up to me and she said, "My friend who lives in an institution is coming to see the show." Needless to say, we were all really anxious for his reaction. Would our message be strong enough for him? Halfway into the show, during intermission, this one cast member gets a text from her friend. Thank you to you and your cast. I didn't know how much I needed to see this show. Now I know I'm not the only one fighting." I mean, wow, those 30 words were enough to make me want to do the whole thing over again. Those 30 words made every minute of work and every sleepless night worth it. So what little things make you want to try just that little bit harder? Believe it or not, there are things in your everyday life that consistently make you smile. So if you keep your eyes open, you can find them. And now it's time to take those things and explore them just a little bit further. I want to take a minute to look at this model. In comparison to the staircase you saw before, that little guy on the right, that's you. And you have little feet on big stairs because of this. Finding your passion is obviously not an easy task. It takes patience, hard work, and it takes a crap ton of time. And that's going to make you feel small at the very beginning. But if you really are passionate about finding your passion, then that won't be enough to turn you away. So, if you're ready to move on to the second step, I call it limbo. On our ascension to the second step, we're going to do more focused and specific exploration into an activity of choice. You're going to find out more little things, the ins and outs of a business, what tricks help you in a sport, however it applies to you. But before we move on, I want you to try something. When's the last time you loved every single minute of what you were doing? For you fitness fanatics out there, are the last 10 reps of your workout a breeze? No, you're probably sweating buckets and your arms are literally on fire. For you artists out there, if you paint a brushstroke on a canvas or you draw and shade in a line and it doesn't really sit with you, do you settle and hope it turns out for the best? No, you probably get a new canvas, you get a new piece of paper, and you draw until what you have on your paper inspires you. But that can take hours because art is revision. It's a painstaking and meticulous process. See, for people who are not passionate about fitness, those last 10 reps and the pain that it might cause you is enough to turn most people away. For people who are not passionate about art, the painstaking and meticulous time it takes for you to even start on a piece, that time is enough to turn most people away. But that's where you come in. That isn't you. See, if everything that we try to do, if our passion was easy for us, it's not a challenge. And it is my belief that in life, we are out to better ourselves, better someone else, or better something that we're doing. So if we're going to spend so much time on our passion, then why let it be something easy? So find yourself a passion that challenges you. The flaws and obstacles you encounter while pursuing your passion might turn others away, but they only motivate you further. This is the second telltale sign that you should continue exploring what could be your passion. Why is it that I, as an actress, knowing the statistic that I had to go through 100 unsuccessful auditions to book one job, that I choose to stay? Why is it that even though I know that there is so much racism and sexism present in front and behind the camera, I choose to stay in the entertainment industry? That's because I am adamant on leaving my field better than the way I found it. I am adamant on making that change. See, that 1 to 100 ratio, that's enough to drive any person insane. But if you focus forward, if you focus on the future and what could be, that should excite you. I mean, if I love what I'm doing already, just imagine the future. I may be one person, but with enough motivation and with enough passion, that could be just enough. Now, it's important to note that this model, it's a model of trial and error. So you're going to make mistakes. And once you do, don't feel disappointed about it. If you are a doer, that's exactly what you have to do. John Wooden once said, I am positive that a doer makes mistakes, because if you are not making mistakes, you're not doing anything. So if it is at this point in limbo that the activity of choice is enough to turn you away, if those flaws are enough to turn you away, then more power to you for realizing it. See, if life was really some rule in 3 easy steps, then no one would complain about life as much as people normally do. So this is just what your journey may look a little more like. Does this look familiar? This is the magical staircase from Harry Potter, that direction so often changes. And my point in this metaphor is, no matter what happens, if you go on a new staircase, the staircase either changes direction or you go on a new platform. But whatever happens, you never start from square one. You never start over. I'm a strong believer in that everything happens for a reason. So maybe what staircase you're on right now, it will not lead you, if you continue, to your ultimate passion. But it leads you to a new pathway, doesn't it? That, I think, was meant to happen. So if you do face failure, I encourage you to tread on, because you're going to find what resonates with you. That I can promise you. Now, the third step, in my opinion, once you check off the last 2 boxes, is confrontation. Now, it's not as aggressive as it might sound, but at this point, you're becoming a leader. At this point, you're this size in comparison to the little guy you were in the beginning. You're this size because you've gained confidence. You're taking larger strides. You're taking stabs at the problems and flaws that you encountered in your second step. So no matter how notable or small of a leader you are, if you're a leader in your community or you're the leader of your country, you're making a change. You yourself are adamant on leaving your passion, your sport, your industry, your art, no matter what it might be. You will not leave it how you found it. So let's recap really quick. I know that I might define my passion, but it's really simple if you think about it, to scale your goal to a sizable image. If you don't look at your passion and the task of finding it as a life sentence, as a burden, but as the key, it'll seem just that much more possible. If you have the mindset of a doer, you are open to making mistakes, you're willing to try new things, and you're motivated to explore, then you're going to find something really quick, I can promise you that. So the first step was to explore the little things. And once you find something that smallest rewards bring you the greatest happiness, then you're probably on the right track. Now, once you're into the step of limbo, If the flaws and obstacles that you encounter are not enough to turn you away, but only motivate you further, then I encourage you to tread on. And once you reach your third step, you are a leader. No matter how you do it, you are a leader in your field and whatever your passion might entitle you to do. Now, I want to address the rising seniors in this room. College might seem like the most daunting task that's approaching you. You have to apply to a specific college, a specific program, and stick to it for 4 years minimum. To you, I say, scale your goal to a sizable image. In my opinion, college is the stage of exploration. So yeah, maybe you chose singing as your major, and maybe in the first year it doesn't resonate with you. Then what the heck if you change it to neuroscience? More power to you for knowing that's what you want to do. I want to also address people in the room whose jobs maybe put food on the table, but maybe don't feed the soul so much. I want to say that it is never too late to start finding passion. It is never too late. And I promise you that once you do start trying to find it, once you do a little bit of soul searching, it's going to be super, super rewarding. You can accept failure. But you know what? Everyone fails at something. But you cannot accept not trying. So find your passion, no matter how much of a daunting task it may seem. Thank you very much.